Hey y'all, it's Betsy with Happily Ever After, etc. and welcome back to another gardening video. So today I have quite a bit of garden maintenance to do. I have a bunch of deadheading, so things like these spent glads need to be cut back, and I need to collect the stakes so that I can stake up the new glad stalks that are coming up. I also need to cut back, well not cut back, I need to deadhead some of my roses and my butterfly bush, some zinnias. There's just a lot of little things to do today, so I figured I'd go ahead and work on it here with y'all. So we're going to start with deadheading. Then I'm going to pull, I'm not going to do a full weeding of the garden, but I just try to weed as I see the weeds when I'm working in the beds so that it never gets completely out of control. So do a little bit of weeding, and then last but not least, we are going to go ahead and try to get all of the annuals fertilized, because haven't done that yet this week. So go ahead and fertilize with our liquid fertilizer all of our supertunias, all of our verbenas, the zinnias, anything that produces a lot of flowers and is a flowering annual or a perennial like these catmint or the homestead verbena that needs annual fertilizer to perform really well. So we're going to get started with deadheading, and hopefully we can make it through the entire garden. It's only 4. We'll see. It's going to be a long night. I like doing a lot of maintenance things like deadheading, but fertilizing is not my favorite chore. But it is the best way to keep getting flowers, and I like flowers, so there you go. All right. Sneak my way back here. For things like glads, we're going to follow the bloom stalk down, and we're going to cut right above those leaves. So we're going to leave the leaves. First of all, they're a nice texture in the garden. Second of all, we want those glads to get as much energy from the sun, bring it back to the bulbs for next year's blooms. Well, there we go. One year, we'll have enough glad stakes to just leave them up, but as of right now, every time I get an old glad, I gotta move the stake to a new glad. So there you go. See, there's a new glad coming up right behind it that doesn't have a stake. All right, let's get some of these weeds. All right, we're gonna do that times a bunch. All right, so on to fertilizing. Go ahead and fill this baby up to right over that 2-gallon line. My watering bucket here is about 2.5 gallons. And then hose. So there are lots of different liquid fertilizers you can get. I am currently using the Miracle Grow one because it is the only one I can get locally, and I'm out of my Proven Winners one, so close enough for government work. You can also get a hose attachment, which is much easier because the bottle or your Proven Winners one, either way, goes right through your hose. You don't have to stop to fill up your watering can so often. But mine broke, so you know, when you're down a good setup, you make it work. So we're gonna go ahead and we're going to start by fertilizing these petunias, and you want to just water them until the water kind of sits on top of the surface. You want to hit those root balls and then move on to the next plant. So we're going to go ahead and do these pincushion flowers. Verbenas are annuals. Pentas. Oops, sorry. And of course, all of these plants have a time release fertilizer as well. But the liquid fertilizer is important every week on things that are heavy feeders, so especially our petunias. Although the Proven Winners ones here, they will really keep blooming most of the summer, even without fertilizer, but they will just bloom so much more with fertilizer. Oh, much more. I'm going to go ahead and put y'all back on the tripod because I'm fairly sure I have made you all dizzy. And we're going to go ahead and fertilize everything in the garden that needs it. So, lantana. We'll do the gomphrena there, but it doesn't probably need it. All of these zinnias that are just getting ready to bloom. These we grew from seed. Salvia is a perennial, that big one, so we don't need to do that one. The impatiens can use... Oops. Impatiens could use a little. Yeah. And that is about it for this side. Let's go. All right, we've got the petunias and the impatiens, the verbena, the sweet alyssum. Everything over here fertilized so that it can keep blooming its little head off. We've gone all the way across the garden. Got the lobelia, the daisies, the new short zinnias. Got all of our sweet alyssum over here, this way, and this way. Verbena. This guy bloomed so well at the beginning of the season, and then he decided to take a little break. So, been fertilizing in the last couple weeks. I'm hoping he starts blooming again because I missed that purple. Lantana, Gomphrena. It's all doing great. And don't forget, you saw I did fertilize my pots, window boxes, porch pots. Fertilizing all your plants in the ground or in pots is important, but at least in the ground they have a chance of getting nutrients from the soil and the rain. They can go down if they can't go up. If it's in a pot, it only gets what you give it, so make sure. And if you caught the video 2 weeks ago where this little planter was struggling and we addressed the drip, 3 common problems that you might find with your drip, that was one of them. Obviously works because he has bounced back. He is blooming his little head off again, which is exactly what we wanted. So cut everything back, weeded a whole bunch. I'm sure there's more weeds. There always are. But again, the point of the garden isn't to be perfect. It is to be pretty and to be happy. So spent about an hour and a half out here, deadheading, weeding, fertilizing, and now I'm going to go take a break. Hope you liked this video. I like to watch people work. It gets me motivated to go work in my garden. So hope it helps you as well. And I will see y'all later. Oh, and if you caught it, this is the first time I've worn my I'd rather be gardening shirt in a gardening video, which I thought was clever. So if you want to check out this video, I made this with my Cricut. You can make one too. I will link that right here. Bye, y'all.